He's yet to actually enter a plea, and police have not identified a motive. In fact, here's what they said today.
You know, the only person that really, truly knows the motive in this crime is the suspect. What made him do what he did? And we may not know till trial, or we may never know.
May never know. As Randy Kay reported before the break, police were trailing Clark even before they found his alleged victim's body. Joining me now is James Allen Fox, professor of criminal justice at Northeastern University in Boston, and retired law enforcement agent Lou Palumbo. Lou, when you heard that the police went about tracking Raymond Clark with a kind of cat and mouse strategy, were you surprised?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever heard of this type of technique, and I guess trying to solicit a confession from an individual. You know, I think it was a little risky. You know, they came out, they landed on their feet, but quite frankly, there were a couple of concerns here. First, that this individual was clearly a flight risk, number one, and number two, he was certainly someone that they should have considered might have committed suicide. I mean, this is a young man that at a very young age has watched his life unravel. You know, his pedigree isn't consistent with the act he committed. I mean, and I know everybody has alluded to an incident that took place back when he was in high school, but I don't see any correlation to what happened here. I was a little surprised that they played it pretty close to the cuff on it with this young man.
James, you know, when the police yesterday said, look, this is a case of workplace violence, and a lot of people heard that and thought, well, okay, that sounds like it's somebody angry about, you know, some employment situation. We don't really know what went on, but there clearly seems to have been some sort of exchange between these two.
Well, they were co-workers in a sense, and sure, this may not be your classic case of workplace violence where someone's angry about not getting a promotion or a raise, but still there are many issues that can come up in a workplace, this being somewhat unusual, a scientific research building, but there are issues that likely arose between the two of them that may have been part of the precipitant here. We may not know, but whether we call it workplace violence or not is really not an important issue. I don't agree with Lou about the way this was handled. I was concerned, in fact, about this use of person of interest over and over again. You know, going back decades, police would basically not share this kind of information with a media and a public that's swarming all about. When a person is a focus of investigation, that name, that identity should not be in the public. Once there's an arrest, well, that's fine. So I think that the release of his name and being all over the media was really premature. This has happened before where some innocent people have been unfairly named persons of interest.